Do da do da do da do. Here we are with Franny Knight, Emerald City. She's going to tell us a little bit why we're here at 1112
East 44th Street in the Mannheim neighborhood. We're not just discovered, but digging deeper to find out this house is owned by Green Mountain Fund 2 out of Connecticut, Norwalk, Connecticut. And this house has been stripped of all its copper. It's currently for sale, but it's going to take a lot for somebody to buy this. And so we have discovered that Green Mountain Fund actually has 111 properties in Kansas City, most of them east of Troost. And Emerald City is a revitalization organization trying to revitalize neighborhoods east of Troost using sustainable practices and historical preservation practices. And until we get companies like Green Mountain Fund to step up to the plate and be accountable for the properties they own in these areas, we're not going to get anywhere. And so the $26 million that the Green Impact Zone received from our federal stimulus money to help revitalize this neighborhood is pointless as long as Green Mountain Fund has 111 properties with 3 years back taxes, most of them, and a lot of them in neglect. If we can't get this company who owns this house to pay their property taxes like every other Kansas Citian has to do, then we're not going to get anywhere with our revitalization efforts.
Is there any difference between the companies or these hedge funds that own a bunch of properties and they have back taxes, and as opposed to the individual who doesn't pay their taxes on their house?
Yeah, we don't, I don't know yet. We're just in the beginnings of our investigation of this, but we're trying to find out if anybody's out there who has had their properties seized, or a family member, somebody you know, by the county of Jackson County that has now gone into land trust, land trust property that's been seized by the county because you did not pay your taxes. And so there are obviously people out there who have had their properties seized because there's a bunch of properties in land trust right now. So I don't know. It seems like there's probably a difference if this company, Green Mountain Fund, has multiple properties of their 111 that are in 3 years back status, and nothing's being done to hold them accountable.
So why should anyone care? What's going on really with our society right now? Why should we care?
After I'd done some more investigation to find out where our city leaders are on this, and just kind of see where our mayor, Sly James, is kind of our guide and our beacon to make our city a better place to live. And some of his commissions he's got going, very active in the arts and in the environment. He cares about that a lot. But unless we care about neighborhoods, and neighborhoods getting as much support as the arts or any other big organization, then we are not going to have a great city to live in. And so companies like Green Mountain Fund, who are participating in the blight of these neighborhoods, and they just seem to come and buy up houses, rent them out, and then if they can't rent them out, they just sit on them and not pay the taxes. So if you are a homeowner and you're paying your property taxes on your house every year, you should care about this. We should not let a company let 3 years of back taxes. That's $202,000 that we could have in our city budget right now to fix streets and to give back to our neighborhoods to help them be better. So people should care. If you're paying your taxes, you should care about this. We should not let companies like this not pay their taxes when we do.
Now, for the solution part of this that's never covered in the news, where are the ideas for what do we do? Franny's gonna address that in 2 seconds.
Okay, so we can make a difference here by contacting first your city council member, and there are commissions that Mayor James has put people, citizens like you and I, are watching out for these things. The one commission, it's called the Property Maintenance Appeals Board. They are a group, and you can call Delana Taylor at the city, 513-9014. And I don't know how often they meet, but they review these types of issues in neighborhoods and put pressure on the city council to take care of these issues. We can't make any changes unless we get our city officials enough information of what's going on so that they can react and respond. So that's what these commissions are for. There's also a board called the Historic Preservation Board, which is all about keeping our neighborhoods preserved and looking great. That would be another one that you could call up and say, hey, let's put some pressure to get this company to own up to their responsibilities.
So I guess, did you talk to Green Mountain Fund on the phone?
We did. Actually, yesterday we made numerous calls and we were initially hit with nobody does that here, but we finally got a call back today. And the gentleman, Tim O'Shea, who doesn't have a job title at Green Mountain Fund, his office is in Connecticut. And I told him what we knew so far about his 111 properties, and that we could help them out with their tax burden, and we could help them with some PR, because they're not getting really good PR right now, at least on Facebook they're not. By donating the properties that we're working on in Emerald City. We actually have a teachers organization that's looking to move to this area, the area of Mannheim Neighborhood Association, to donate those 7 properties that are around this location to this teachers group, or to any of the neighborhood association groups around here that could really take custodial care of these houses, since they're not doing that. And Tim was open. He said he would check on that option and get back with me. So I'm optimistic that maybe they'll do the right thing here. We'll see.
So I guess the question arises, how would Emerald City do things differently if this house was donated to it?
Okay, so there are many organizations that do take donated properties from bank-owned properties and companies like Green Mountain Fund, and they do rehab them, and then they sell them back to people at a reduced cost based on low income status. But they have to get a mortgage, and Emerald City really wants to do it in an alternative way where people own the house without a mortgage, so that they can be sustainable in the work that they're doing, whether it's an artist, a teacher. And we are forming collectives of artists, of teachers, of environmentalists who, in Habitat for Humanity style, will work on the house together, work on an actual plan. They actually will form an LLC where they work on a plan together to get donations of supplies, to get advice and help to rehab the house. And then through that LLC, the person will live there from that collective of artists, teachers, whatever it is. So they work on it together. So it's Habitat, barn raising style of rehabbing these homes.